turn this down a little bit. One, if you get a second, you can check the levels for me just to make sure everything looks okay. Yeah, if you see the game audio and then my audio kicking up, and you see me, if I'm looking okay? Okay, I'm looking good? Alright, let me pull up my notes. Just remember how to phone. All good to go? Alright, I'm going to start this up right now. Alrighty. Well, welcome everybody. Let me turn this down for myself. I'm Minous, and I'm here right now at Play Live Nation over at Calabria here in San Antonio, Texas. And I am here to do a simple, really just a simple kind of training run-through of the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past No Major Glitches Master Sword Run. They're going to be running a tournament here at this location on December 20th. They're going to be running on December 20th, and what they wanted to do was give people, some of the local folks here, some time to learn about the game. When it comes to running it, give them a chance to watch this or watch some of the other documents that I have out there, which I'll push later on, and then come in on the 20th and run. It's a, let's see here. So the tournament's going to be sponsored by Con Culture Podcast. So what they're doing is they're dropping down a just $50 for the pot. So it's a guaranteed $50 for anyone who comes in and participates in the tournament on the 20th. And it's a $10 registration fee. So as people come in and build that pot will get bigger for whoever ends up coming in and winning the tournament. So it's a fun little local tournament that's going on here, and so I'm here on the Texas Gaming Empire channel to just really help them create this video that they can show off to the local folks. So let's get started. This run will be ran on some of the switches that they have here, and here we go. I'm going to get this set up right now. So I'm going to take this pretty slow. You probably noticed that there's not a timer or anything. I'm not rushing through this too much. I just want to show you, for anyone who's watching, some of the key things to look for when you're first getting into these runs. And then there are some advanced tricks that you can learn on your own if you like for trying to run this game even faster. So some of the things you'll see me do is use some of the suspend menus, or even like reversing time that I might do to help show off the game. Those are not legal in actual runs or in the tournament, but they are certainly fun and legal when you're practicing, right? Just nothing that you're going to submit. So let's get started. The timer is going to start you know what? I know what I'm doing. The timer is going to start as soon as I select the file. So let me put in the file name right now. Alright, so as soon as I hit this, your timer would start. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, go. And then your timer starts. So one of the biggest things that you learn first that you'll be doing quite a lot of is the text mashing. So the way that I have been taught to do it is on your controller. I'm using one of these controllers here, but on your controller, you basically are going to mash these 3 buttons to try to get through the text as fast as possible. You can mash any of them, but it's been suggested that you avoid hitting the X or the top button, because that has a tendency to open up your menu. And if you open up your menu, that slows you down. No one wants that. So you'll end up seeing most people just mashing a few of the buttons on the bottom or the 3 on the bottom, the Y, B, and A. So the first thing we're getting through here is just trying to get out of this bed. So we have your uncle leave, you hop out of the bed, and off you go. So as I'm going through here, this is a no major glitches category, so you're not going to see me do any fancy glitches. This is really play the game as intended as fast as possible. So we're going to come through here, and while I'm doing, I'll just explain what this particular category is. We've got no major glitches, which I explained, but it's the Master Sword run, which means not playing the whole game. We're only playing up until the point you get the Master Sword. And since I'm not doing any crazy glitches, I'm going to go to each dungeon and complete them, the first 3. Let's talk to our uncle. Zelda's my what? No, I'm going to pick up the sword. Uncle, we're just going to leave him there. And we're going to continue on. So the first split we have here is called the escape. So basically we're going to come in here and save somebody, Zelda, I guess. And we want to do so as quick as possible. We cut through the garden here and try not to get hit by people. Health management is extremely important because deaths are a painful time loss. So the first thing we're going to do is we're coming up to this hallway, and where they kind of move and positioned are a bit random, so it's kind of just reading where they're at and trying to get to the hallway without getting hit. Once we do that, we will cut down this stairwell and head down here. First thing you're going to hit is this blue guy. There's a lot of good ways to kill him fast. I am slow, so I'm just going to do him like that and keep moving on. You'll actually see, because it's really the goal of the game is to get to the end fast, I'm going to skip a lot of things, like chests. Don't need them. Only a few that I'll have to open. If you need any health, there's a pot here that has it. Throw away that pot when you pick them up. Holding pots and running is really slow. So this is the first room I want to show off. When you're running through this room, you want to get through here without alerting these guys. And a good way to do it is to position yourself kind of with this thing here when you're climbing up. So I'm going to reverse time and show you what that could look like. When I come into the room, if I time this right, I can line myself up with this bottom part, and I can run straight without alerting anybody. So it's a good visual indicator of where you can run there. You won't let those green guys know where you're going on. So this guy takes 2 hits, run in here. So we're going to get our first item while we take this guy out. So I'm just going to hit. I'm going to hit. There we go. Get him. I'm going to pick up this boomerang, mash with this. I'm going to hit the menu. This is what happens when you hit the X button, right? So you don't want that. I'm going to throw the boomerang here, pick up that key, and run on. We're going to use that key to come here and open the door up top, and we're going to head back downstairs. So downstairs has our first mini-boss, and this guy can be really tough for a lot of early speedrunners like myself. So, what you do, I'll just take this guy out to make things simple. So, an easy way to kill this guy right here is you can hit him 8 times, or you can just go grab these pots, throw it at him, grab another pot, throw it at him, get the big key, and hop in here. I'm going to grab this lantern, and then talk to Zelda. She's so happy. She's so happy that we're here to save her. So we're going to mash through here. And now we're going to escape. So we need to head back up and head to the throne room so we can get out through the back. So a lot of this part is just a bit of routing and movement, so you know where to go and how to get back there as fast as you can without hitting anybody. And I'm going to show you some ways you can do that. So things will change when I get to the next room. On this room right here, you're going to cut back over, but instead of going back the way you came, we'll go up. And we're going to cut back this way. A lot of folks probably found this casually, but it's just faster. This is the way we're going to do it speedrunning. So I'm going to jump down here and head back up. We're going to come back into this room where that blue soldier was, but I don't want to fight him this time, so I'm just going to cut this way. We'll get back here, go back to the main room we were at before, which means we have to go through that hallway one more time. So it's a bit more dodging. If anything gets in your way, just throw a boomerang at him or get hit by him. That's cool too. Now, we come in here. Hill's going to remind us of where we should go next. We should go to the throne room. You got it. So we'll head up to the throne room. We couldn't come here without Zelda, so we had to go and pick her up. She's going to say, hey, I can help you push this. So we're going to push this from the left and push it over until we can get inside this door. It's about right there. And then we get to the fun parts, which is just remembering which way to go and not getting hit by stuff. So the first thing to do is just go off to the right here. This will be our first staircase. This next room is snakes. So this is just about how you handle all the snakes in this room. Try to get hit as... don't get hit like I did. You know what I'm saying. Alright, so in this spot, we'll cut this way. I'm going to grab this key off to the right, go back over here, and then go back to the center to get to the next key door. We'll come into the room with the water. Zelda will have something to say. Cut to the left. There'll be a door over here to go through. And the next room, there's a door on the top wall. We're going to cut over there and get inside. Now in this room to the left, there is a rat that has the that has the key. It's this one. There we go. You can kind of see when you walk over if you see him like run off. But that's the rat you want. So you'll kill it as fast as you can and move on. You come in here, get hit by another rat, I guess. Now if you hug this wall, something to note here is when you come into this room, you can kind of tell they're going to act. But if you hug this wall, those bats won't hit you. Those rats might, but those bats won't. So if I cut through that again, I kind of show you what it looks like. I can do that. There we go. And the rats just do whatever they want. So just try to react to them. If you see them run at you like that, throw your boomerang to stun them. This room is similar. They just came at me, so I could throw a boomerang. I hit them to get out of the way. Now, this room is nice. So the moment you step in, if I were to step inside, I get this text box. I don't like text boxes. I can save a few frames by actually, when I enter this room, just hold to the right. If you do, you'll come inside and you won't even touch that text box. You will get this one telling you how to pull this. You do that, you come down here, and boom, you finished your first split. You have now escaped, and you got Zelda to the Sanctuary. So we're going to start burning through this. A lot of text. But they're telling you, like, oh, you got to go get the Master Sword, which is the whole goal of this run. You said, you got it. So we're going to go pick up the Master Swords. We're going to go pick up that Master Sword, and to do that, we got to go get... we got to go beat 3 dungeons. Do I understand? Of course. So at this moment, what I'm going to do and show you is for your early runs and for safe strats, you can pick up this heart piece. It gives you an extra heart to help you with some of the dungeons, but it is slower. But I can take a second and pick it up, and then I'm going to save and quit. I'm going to save and quit. So when I save and quit, this gives me the opportunity to come back in here, load my game file, and I'm going to go back to my house, because this gets me a little bit closer to the first dungeon. So the first dungeon is out the house and to the right. So I'm going to hop down here and start running towards the Eastern Palace. Eastern Palace will be our first destination, which is up here. Get away from me. I'm going to come in here, and then up this way, and we're there. It's a lot faster than trying to run from the Sanctuary. You got a few less screens. So this is just about moving through and getting to the dungeon. This guy will wake up. You can just smack him. And continue going. We'll hop down this ledge and climb up these stairs. Cut to the right. This blue guy can be annoying, so I'll just hit him with the boomerang, and we'll hop inside the palace. So these palaces are, when you try to do them fast, can be pretty challenging. So I'll show you how I do them, and we'll see if I mess it up any. But we're coming straight through here. The first room you're going to get is this cannonball room. These cannonballs are random, so you just read them and try to cut through as fast as possible. We'll come in here and go to the left. So we come to the left, we'll toss this, open this door up, and we just need to get through here without hitting skeletons. So this is the first room that I get to really show off, kind of like a speed strat, because what happens is when you hit about this spot right here, skeletons start spawning, and then you got to deal with them. But dealing with them is slow, and they're annoying, and I hate them. So I'm going to show you another way to do that room, which is really cool looking. So what you do is you come grab this. If you step down here, throw this, step over here, and throw that. Do a little faster than that, but it can look just like this. Oh, how about better than that? So I'll hop down here, throw that, hop down here, throw that, and there you go. None of them spawn. I killed the 2 of them, and I can just move on way faster. So that's a lot of fun to practice if you get the positioning down. So we're going to come through the big chest room, and I'm just going to run straight through for now. Right now we're looking for the big key. So I'm going to head down through here and head into the dark area. I'll hop over over here, hit you, run into this room. There's a key in here I need with a bunch of skeletons, so we'll try not to hit any of them. Oh no, except for that one. But I got my heart back, so it's fine. So if I do this fast, I can come back out of this room and just kind of run through here without touching them, which is really nice. Now, something I'll show, and this is for some of the folks who are practicing if they're playing it on, whether you're playing it on your Switch or on like the classic consoles, or even if you're emulating it and you have some save states. This is a fun next room to practice. It would be another fast room if you can do it right. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's this room here that you would typically have to defeat all the enemies in this room. And when you did, it would make those anti-fairies disperse from that pot there, which will then give you access to it. So you would just have to come in and defeat all these guys. This guy can be annoying, but you go beat him. But so essentially once you kill all these guys, those fairies will disappear. But there is actually a way to get inside there and not have to fight all these people. I'm going to show you what that looks like. This can take a lot of practice. So this is a good place to like have a save state to practice some of the movement. But what you can do is you can actually use this guy here. You can actually use this guy here to get a position right there. There you go. You can use some iframes to get in position, and the moment your iframe kicks off, if you're on that button that's underneath that pot, you can activate it. So I got the key. That's what I needed. Now let's head back and grab the bow. We're going to need that for a lot of things. Bow's great. Does a lot of damage. I'm going to pop here, grab some arrow. I'm going to hit that skeleton, I guess. Grab the bow. These guys are going to fall down. You don't want to deal with them, so just try to get through as fast as you can. And we'll come into this area as we try to move towards the first boss. So one thing I do, position myself right here. I'm going to pull this bow out. These guys need to take a bow hit. Whoop, shot my extra bow. That's fine. Alright, so we come upstairs, move to the next room. This is a fun room. Not that it's hard, but it's just really cool, because coming through here can be a little scary. But an actual fun thing you can do is when you come in this room, if you follow this pattern, you can come through here picking up some pots and not taking any hits. So as I climb up this room, I'm going to pick up this pot, this pot, this pot, and then I get to go, don't get hit, and I get to pick up that stuff. Another fun room. There is buttons underneath these guys, and I need to hit this one. And there's a fast way you can do this room, which when you come in, they're actually not on it. So if you hit it just right, you can just tap it and keep going. This one, you hit the top left button. These cannonballs are random, so just try not to get hit by them as you cut them through. And then this room, I just got to kill everything in here. So these things will die pretty fast. Pots. These red guys take 2 hits. So smack them there. A lot of what you'll learn... Let me back up the timer real quick. So a lot of what you'll learn is like timing for shooting the arrows. If you played this game a lot in the past, when you come back to it, you realize the timing isn't as intuitive as you remember. So you have to learn like how you can shoot the bow and how fast, because you can only have, I think, 1 arrow on the screen at a time as it's firing. And once it makes its mark, then you can shoot again. And also I'll show you kind of that in this next room. So I'm going to come in this room with my sword charged. When I come here, kill all these guys. And then I'm going to try to kill both of these guys in one cycle. And if I can do it, it looks kind of like this. Well, if I don't shoot the wrong direction. If you can do it fast, you can kill them in one cycle before they go to sleep. So this is going to be the first boss fight of the game, which is the Armos Knights. And it's not that it's tough, but it can be very slow. If you learn some neat strats, you can kill a bunch of them and even get them all without a red cycle, which means like the last one will turn red, get all of its health back, and try to smash you. So I'm going to show you, hopefully, if I can get it done right, kind of a neat trick for killing these guys fast. So as soon as you come in here, you'll pop up here, and then I'll hit the menu, I guess, and they'll throw me off. That's fine. So if I had done that right, I wouldn't have gotten this red guy. But you'll find yourself getting them quite a lot. So you just kind of kill them. Then it's not that they're hard. But you can essentially, like you saw me, I kind of set up here. And then the moment you get the feel for it, and you can use the music to kind of get a guide. But you get a feel for it as soon as they start. You fire 5 arrows off to the right. Then you move up here and you start firing arrows down. As they come in a circle, they'll kind of come in the way of your arrows. And if you do it right, you'll hit the last 2 knights at a relatively the same time. So they won't register that they're the last one, and then they'll just die. But if you don't get it in your run, it's no big deal. Just take them out normally, and as soon as you beat them, we'll pick up this first amulet here. I'm surprised that I don't remember Link's hair being pink like that. At least it looks like his hair. I'm going to pretend it's his hair. It's his pink hair. So we come out of here, and we're done with the first dungeon. We have 2 more to do. And what I'm going to do, other than pull this out, because this guy annoys me, is we're going to come down here and grab the boots. The boots going to let us run fast. And that's where you see a lot of the overworld movement. Just a lot of the movement in general in the game just change. And there's things to learn about it once you get it. But we'll hop in here. We'll talk to we'll talk to old boy here and just go through all of his text. Still mashing the buttons. And when he's done talking, to give us the boots. And as soon as he gives us the boots, we're done. We need to go to the next dungeon, which is Desert Palace. But in order to get there, we need to go pick up the book. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to save and quit one more time and go back to the house. Saves us several screens so that we don't have to go back that way, because we're going to pass the house anyway. So, as soon as this thing lets me. Here we go. Pop back in here, go back to the house. And we're going to start going through. Now you see that I have my boots, so I can start running pretty fast. So some things that you get to learn about the boots is once you hold it, holding no direction will have you just keep going until you hit something or you change directions and stop. So it's you get to learn how to, because hitting walls bounces you back and is really slow. Hitting these slanted ones actually make you move upwards, so you use those to your advantage as you try to move fast through the world. And another trick you'll learn is as you start rushing, you get to change your direction. So I can like face this way, start rushing, change my direction to hit that tree. And that's helpful when you need to make quick adjustments. And you'll see, you might see me, I think you'll see me do that a time or two. We're gonna cut through here. I want to come pick up the book. The book is sitting inside of this library over here. That I needed these boots to get to. So we'll pop in here. I'm going to hit this bookshelf, drop the book down, fall in here, grab the book, and we're done. Now we need to go to the Desert Palace. We can do a save and quit one more time. Come back here. Come back to the house, and this time we're going to come down through the house. So we'll come out of the house and go down instead of left. So, there's good ways and bad ways to route through this part to try to get to Desert Palace. I do it poorly, but as you learn, you'll learn the right way to do this. So, not quite, but you kind of learn. Hey, what are you doing? So we'll cut through here as we're heading our way to Desert Palace. Now, this is a nice spot that'll help you out. When you're falling down here, you want to aim to kind of be done in line with these upper bushes. And if you can do that, then all you have to do is rush, and you get to go all the way over. Cut about right here, and up, and there you are. We're at the palace, and that's a better movement. I'm going to put on the book. And I'm going to mash through here. And then once this starts, I'll stop mashing because I don't want to activate the text box for that pedestal again. We'll come in here and we'll do Desert Palace. Alright. So coming through here, there's a lot of eyeball lasers that are just annoying. But we're going to cut through this left side. I'm going to get this ready and kill him real fast. Cut to the left over here, and we need to pick up a key in this room up top. So we'll come in here, And then what you can do, what I've seen some folks do, is you'll like bang into that lantern in order to get the key down, but you can actually save a little bit of time when you come into the room by actually skating right at the top of it. Still make it knock down and you're up there to grab it, so it's a little faster. And then, well, now that I have the key, I'm going to cut over to the right. Drop down here. And we need to get the big key. So in this room, we just need to kill all the enemies. Oh, aha! And then we'll come into this cannonball room. You just need to skirt across it and try not to get hit by these cannonballs. I found myself having to stop a lot, but that's because I'm slow. We got the big key. Awesome. So let's cut back through, and we're going to go back to where we saw before, where we got the small key, but go through the left door in order to open the big chest. So I'm going to rush that way. And you start to get pretty confident with, like, doing just your rushes. I'll grab the wrong pot. Typically we'll grab, like, this pot to get some more extra arrows, and then cut over here, hit this button, and opens this door. Pick up the gloves. These gloves help us pick up rocks and stuff. The door closes again, so just hit this button one more time. And then we need to go over here and down. Basic maneuvers, I grab this right wall here because if I'm slow coming down, this sand trap will slow me down. So I'll just hug this wall. But if you're fast, you don't need to do that. You can even be on the left to be a little bit closer. But we come outside to do the second half of the dungeon. So when coming down here, you're going to be coming up and go inside there. Try not to fall down. If you fall down, you have to go back to the beginning of the dungeon again to get back up here. It is annoying. So we just cut up here, pull one of these rocks, go inside for the second half of the dungeon. So in here, you cut through here real fast so that you can push the block. And if you're fast enough, he won't hit you. So this room's fun. This is one of the first rooms you see the tiles coming up. And it teaches you a bit about the key door boosts, or the key door, like, runs. Normally, if you, like, rush towards one of these doors here, you'll bonk into it as you open it up. But you can actually do a lot of this really fast and slide right through that door without bonking into it if you position yourself just right. And I'll show you what that looks like. This is where it kind of uses, like, where you're facing right, you run, you face up, and you go straight through. You're definitely going to see a spot where I try this again and bonk, so you'll see what the kind of difference is. Come here, it's another room where we just kill everything. If you can kill them faster than I do, that's great. Come back to this room, another room to get through. That guy likes to laser you. Pick up the key here, and you run. See, if you do it poorly, you bonk like that. So it's about positioning. This room here, the key is just right here, so run real fast, grab, and you get to forget about all those tiles. So this is a good room to kind of fill up on what you need. They got some health. They got some arrows. I'm really low on them because I didn't go pick up some others, which is going to make this next fight a lot of fun. But we need to light these, so you can do it whenever way feels safe to you, so you don't get hit by old boy. There's a red cyclops here, and then that door is going to show, and that's where the boss is. So this next boss gives me nightmares. I think it haunts my dreams. It is a painful boss to fight. It is a very RNG heavy fight where you can just lose a lot of time. And so it takes a lot of practice to try to get as much damage as you can as soon as you can, because the only thing you can be certain of is the first cycle. So I'll show you what that looks like. So when it first starts, they start spawning about right here, the other one right here, and the other one right there. And so you try to get as much damage as you can on that phase, because after that, where they go is random, and then you have to learn about how their hitboxes work, how they'll come out of them, and where you can shoot arrows. Arrows will do the most damage to them that you have. So those are good to do. I've been shown a good setup for this boss, at least to get a good position. And so as you step inside, for at least the initial part, I'll bonk against the top wall, and it kind of puts me right where I want to be. So if you do it poorly, it looks like that. But you kind of just try to learn which way he'll come out, and you just do the fight. This fight it's hard. Also, you see when they come out, they shoot rocks in the diagonal directions. You just try to hit them with the arrows as much as you can as they're coming out of here. You can see here where I'm trying to mash this, but Link is actually pulling out the bow and not doing anything because it's waiting for that last arrow to go through. So once you run out of arrows, it's just go and smack them and try not to die, like what I'm about to do. So if I can do this fight a little better, if you die, you go back to the beginning of the second half of the dungeon, and you get to run through it again to try this boss fight. So fun times. This is a rough boss for people, including myself. So you just try to get as much hits as you can. And you kind of get a feel for where their hitboxes are if you're better than me. And then it's just about doing that damage. I'll do some charge attacks when they're coming out to try to get me a hit like this. Let's see if I can do. Whoops. That works. So now we've got one left. They're going to come out shooting rocks in every direction, but I killed them pretty close to each other. So pretty slow fight, but I made it through. I got to pick up my heart piece and the next amulet here. And we're done with Desert Palace. We've only got the temple left to go to fight the last boss for this run, which is up on Death Mountain. So from here, I'm going to save and quit one more time. This one's a little different. We're going to save and quit. And this time we're going to go to the Sanctuary. Sanctuary is going to be a little bit further north on the map. It's going to get us closer. So we'll rush out of here. And I'm going to rush down here, cut to the left. I'm going to just go this way. Come this way. You try to run when you can, but when you don't have a lot of confidence like me, you just do whenever you feel comfortable. So we'll cut through here and come into the dark cave. We're going to meet a very talkative old man. When we come to the right and then up here, we meet the old man. Now, once you talk to him, you'll be able to see that running real fast isn't really a thing anymore. So you don't even need to worry about it. I would just walk normally and cut through the rest. We'll go down after he finishes talking to me. We'll spam through this. And then we'll come just right around this gap. Walk over here. He talks to you one more time. He tries to tell you which direction to go. He says turn right, and we listen to him. Trying to get hit by the bats. And then we come out on the mountain. And we need to go drop him off over here. This little guy can be a nuisance, so you just kind of hit him to get out of the way. He's going to give this awesome mirror that we're going to use to be speedy. And then we just want to not get hit by rocks. There are some neat speed strats as you're climbing up this mountain. I will not teach them now, mainly because I still need to learn it, but also because I just want to keep it basic for this tutorial, which is just for the tournament that's coming on here. So we'll get down, over, and we need to go into the dark world. It should only be the one time we do it in this run. So in here, I'm going to pull out this mirror. I like having 1 health. And then we come to this top spot right here. Let me go back. Let me just kind of show that again. These two individuals you don't want to touch when coming over because they'll start a dialogue box, which is slow, and I don't want to talk to them. That's too much talking. So we can aim for about this top spot here, hit the mirror, and when you come in, you'll be at a pretty decent spot. There's a heart there. Ignore it. It does not refill your heart or anything. And we're not picking up enough for it to matter. We don't need health, I say, as I almost die. And now we're here. The final dungeon that we're going to be doing for this run. So, I like this dungeon a lot. It's pretty fun. It uses these switches here to lift the blocks around, and we'll use that for various things. So the first thing we're going to do here is come downstairs. We got a key to pick up. So we come down here, and you want to open this up, pick up this key, and as soon as you do, you still have the mirror equipped. Hit it, teleport you to the beginning of the dungeon. So now I want to go up. And so a way that I'm going to do it, because I want to go up, and then I could hit this one and continue going up, but there's a really cool looking strat where you can use the boomerang to, because you get it set up, you throw the boomerang and then run up, and if you do it right, it kind of looks like this. A lot of fun. Alright, so we use the key to come downstairs. And we get to do this room. So this room is really just kind of a hangout and try not to die. There are some neat speed strats in here for like getting on the other side of this. But I won't teach that here. So instead, we're just trying to not die from all these tiles. They hurt. I hold my sword out in front of me to give me like something to smack them with, like protect myself. But when you're holding it out, you can also use your boomerang, which can just have you leave the sword out as kind of a protective measure if you miss. This should be the last one. We come in here, we're going to hit this switch, and come down to this room. So this room, those skeletons are a little more scarier to look at than they seem. They'll throw bones at you if you try to attack them. So I'm just going to ignore them. And then I'm going to pick this up. And as soon as I do, that's the big key we wanted. I'm just going to pin it. I'm just going to mirror it back. So now we're in the final stretch of the dungeon. And we're going to start heading upstairs to the boss. So this room is a pain. You basically just need to kill all these guys in here. So either throwing pots at them or knocking them down the holes is a fast way to do it. Come inside this room and head up. Now in here, if you stick to this wall, you can just walk right across. I'm going to hit this, and that's going to help later, because it's going to open up some things that I can pick up for health before the boss fight. It's going to help me out a lot. So let's try to get through here without taking any hits. Never mind. Okay, let's try to get through here without taking any hits. Get away. Get away. Get away. It's a scary dungeon. Oh, God. I'm just going to die forever. Got it. Got it. Okay, let's go. So, in like any percent runs, you could use a cool bomb jump to get over this ledge and pick up the moon pearl. We're going to skip it for this run because we're not going back to the dark world for this run. So I'm not even going to waste time going for it. We're just going to continue going. But if you see like runs that go further into the game, you can use a cool bomb jump to get over that gap and pick up that chest. So I'm going to run through here, kind of more standard. This is what I opened up earlier. Lets me pick up all these hearts. And then we come to the boss fight. So this boss can be very annoying for a lot of people because he just likes to bounce you off of the stage. Now there's a few things you can do to protect yourself from it, and I'm going to show you some stuff. But as you hop down here, I'll hold my sword out, and if I hold my sword out away from like a pit I can fall into, and if I get knocked towards it, I can actually save myself like that, as long as I push away from the hole. And it's just about fighting it. You'll speed up on this last fight here. This is the last hit I gotta get. There we go. So if you fall off the sides, you'll just fall down to that room below. You climb right back up and pick another heart if you need it. If you fall in the middle here, you're going to drop 2 floors, and then you're going to hate your life. So I'm going to pick up this heart piece, and then the last little amulet's going to fall down here. And those are the 3 that we need in order to get the Master Sword. Chink. And so now it's just a run to the Master Sword. So the way that I'm going to do this is to save and quit like we do. I don't want to climb back down the mountain, so instead I'm going to let this thing decide to take a while. I think it's timing on when you push the button. We'll load my game back up. We'll go back to the Sanctuary. And we're kind of going to go the same way we went in order to get to the mountain. But instead of going into the cave, we're going to keep going north. So let's do that. I'm going to go the slow way because I'm silly. We're heading to the Lost Woods. So if we come up here, we're going to pass by these folk, come up to the left, and we're in the Lost Woods. So in the Lost Woods here, there actually is a faster way through here, but this is the route that I had learned. I'd seen a cooler other route that gets you through here a little faster. But you cut through those logs. There's a mushroom here that you'd pick up in further runs, but we don't need it. So we come through the logs to the left, and then up into this log. And then here's the meadow. Just run fast, trying to hit the pedestal like that. Pick up the Master Sword, and that's time. So that would be the run for... Once you did that, your timer would stop, and that would be your No Major Glitches Master Sword run. From there, if you continued on to the further ones, like any percent, you would continue going to go pick up some of the required items, the rest of the medallions, and then go fight Ganon. But for just a No Major Glitches, very simple Master Sword run, that is exactly what it looks like. And that is what we'll be running here at the tournament. So, that's pretty much it. I will pull my details up here. For our local folks who are going to be coming for the tournament, the tournament is going to be December 20th here at the Play Live Nation Calabre Commons. It's a $50 guaranteed pot being posted up by Con Culture Podcast. It's a $10 registration fee for those who want to come in. For those who do register to participate in the tournament, they are having opportunities for folks to come in and use their space for free to practice these runs. I'll come by on those days to answer questions or help people out on those, and they can come here and practice for free as long as they are registered for the tournament. And we'll have, and I think on the tournament day, so December 20th, they're going to stream that event where they'll have, I think right now it's planned to have 1v1 style tournaments for all the registered folks, and we'll see if that changes as we get closer and closer to the event. So for folks who are interested, just come and check them out at the Play Live Nation Calabre Commons. I know that they're on Facebook and Twitter as well. And then I think that's it. There's not much else to this run. It lets you just put your foot into the game and get a feel for some of the motions, how the combat's going to feel, trying to learn how to conserve your health so you don't die as much as I did, and then the boss fights. So you get to learn your timing for the bow and arrow shots, and that's pretty much it. So thank y'all so much. Minous, again, you can check me out on Twitch. I do speed runs. I'm learning this game for them to help them host the tournament that's coming up, and because I love this game, and I want to actually, as the tournament's coming to an end, learn the runs as they go further on. Yeah, I guess that's it. So thank y'all so much for tuning in for this. I think they're going to take this video, splice it up, and put it out there for folks if they want to come back and watch it later. Otherwise, come on in. We got the next 2 Wednesdays. They'll have a time here to come in and practice the run. So look forward to seeing y'all who are going to come and register. Thanks so much for watching. All right. And we're done.
Bird up.
Bird up. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Let me go and do this for him.